Hey everybody, I'm KK,
I'm Kristen.
and together we are.
K&K Crochet.
Sorry, I was getting text messages about a friend who wanted me to make something. Isn't it always the objects that you really don't want to make? And there's probably nothing wrong with it, so I will just go with the flow and see if I can find a pattern. But she did send me a pattern link, and she was like, uh, she sent me the link, said, can you make this? And I said, I've never done it, but I'm sure I can. And so she sent the link, and it's for the pattern purchase, and it's $9. And it's a very small object, and it's one that I have seen multiple times free. And I said, no shade towards anybody that creates patterns to sell. You deserve every penny you can get. But at this moment in my life, I cannot afford to purchase those patterns, and at all. I don't even purchase them for me right now. Yeah, I'm gonna go look for a pattern that's for free, and support somebody through watching their blog, reading their blog posts, watching their YouTube, that stuff. Yeah, there's more than one way to do that. So that isn't even about what we were talking about today. And honestly, I totally lost my train of thought. What were we talking about? Oh, I do know what we were talking about. Fun stuff. So today, we wanted to talk to you about something that's coming up that we didn't talk about in our New Year's video. And I didn't talk about it because I wasn't sure if I could talk about it yet. And I hadn't spent a lot of time talking to those that are in charge of this particular event that we're doing, and didn't know if they had put anything out about it yet in detail. And I did get permission to talk about it. So we're talking about something that we did last year that we're going to participate in again this year. We did not create it. Shannon, the Spoony Stitcher, created Decade Divas. And this past year in 2024, she asked us to participate, and we did. So what is Decade Divas? Well, it was a group of us who came together that Shannon invited us to participate, and we were celebrating the different decades through the years. So the decades that were chosen was the 20s. Let me see if I can remember. The 20s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, and the 80s. Mm-hmm. Right? Those five. And so one for each week in October. There were five, well actually there was six, because Kristen and I are two, six of us who participated, and each week we all presented an object that pertained to the decade, something that reminded us of that decade. So sometimes Kristen and I each did one, sometimes Kristen did one, or I did one. So it just depended. We split it up between us, and then if we liked a particular decade that we didn't have, then we would both do one. And you can see some of the things, like up here, you can see my, what do you call
Potato head.
Potato head. I wanted to call him some kind of buddy. You can see my
cube.
potato head, the Rubik's Cube. I did do a teddy bear that was given away for auction. I did a dog that's not up here. I'm not sure.
I did a Etch-a-Sketch.
A crayon.
And a crayon. I don't know if it's something else.
I think that's just about it. I could be wrong. So we did all of these different things and presented them each week in videos. And we also just had a good time talking between each other. But the thing was, none of us knew what the others were making. Like Kristen and I obviously knew what we were doing, but none of the content creators knew what the others were doing. So it was a big surprise. So it was a reveal to all of us. And we had several months to work on it. And so it was a lot of fun. It was very enjoyable. Shannon is amazing to work with. She keeps all of her ducks in a row, and I don't know how she does that. It is amazing what she does. So it was us, Shannon, Teresa from Critters Crochet, Ashley from Gwinspired Crochet, and Sonnet from the Sonnet Silence. Now, from what I hear, this year's going to be different. There were some questions about why we didn't do the 70s. And I don't know the ins and outs of that because we came in a little bit later. But everybody really, they missed the 70s. It's like, we needed to celebrate the 70s. So Shannon has decided that 2025 is the year to celebrate the 70s. And it's going to be a little different. It's going to be planned out over a couple of months where we can share what we're doing. And the big kicker is that it's being opened up to content creators who would like to join even more. I know last year they just, they were encouraging people to join. This year they're really encouraging, especially the smaller channels, so that you can help grow your channel through this program, through the event. And they're encouraging even more people to join. So I know that there are several that have joined already, and they would like to have a whole lot more. So if you would be a content creator who's interested in creating something this year that represents the 1970s, or the decade of the 70s, contact Shannon from the Spoonie Stitcher. I'll put her stuff down below, and she can give you all the details about everything that you would have to do and how you participate, and she can get your information and start communicating with you about that. We're on board, right?
Yep.
So I don't know what we're doing yet. We haven't decided. We couldn't tell you if we had. But we haven't decided yet. We've got some time. But we will be participating in the Decade Divas 2025 for the 1970 celebration. And so we look forward to doing it again. It was a lot of fun. It kind of pushed my creativity a little bit to not just say, oh, I want to crochet this, that, and the other. I had to think about the decade and do some research about what happened during that decade. And it brought out memories for me, and it made me create things that I really appreciated, like the Rubik's Cube and the Mr. Potato Head and all the different things like that. So that's all we have for today. Go and check out Shannon's channel, and Teresa and Ashley and Sonnet and all of those wonderful channels, and look and see what they've been up to. And go back and watch the Decade Divas. There was also one from the year before called October Opals that Shannon did, which Decade Divas spun off from. So go back and check it out and see what you can find. There's lots of nice, interesting information in those videos. And especially if you're someone who likes entertainment and you like the background behind movies and TV and all that kind of thing, Shannon is really great at that, and she did a whole lot of that during Decade Divas this last time, and I really enjoyed that. Just breaking things down and picking out the little things that you may not pick up on, and I really enjoyed the kind of trivia behind that kind of thing. So that's all we have. So go see if you would like to join and talk to Shannon, and see if you'd like to jump on board this year. And don't forget to be kind, because
You don't know anybody else's journey.
bye.
Bye, guys.